Sterling Heights has a new ordinance on the books to protect neighborhoods from unregistered marijuana grow operations. City staff and the Sterling Heights Police Department held a press conference to discuss these changes.
Sterling Heights is a premier city and continues to be one of the safest cities in the United States. Our police department is very proactive, and as such, we will ensure that the quality of life issues that disturb the peace and tranquility of our neighborhoods are dealt with in a quick and decisive manner.
Sterling Heights Police will work with code enforcement to investigate which homes aren't going through the proper permits.
So how does code enforcement assist with the zero tolerance policy of these illegal marijuana grow operations in our residential neighborhoods? First of all, we are very proactive. We are on the lookout for additional air conditioners being installed at homes. Most homes have one air conditioners, but very few homes have 2, 3, or 4 air conditioners on the side of their house. We look for 24-hour generator operations when there is no power outages within the area. We look for interior lights, especially in the basement, that are on 24/7. We check for odors, respond to complaints about odors, and we looked for window coverings taped over the windows to block out the light.
After the press conference, we spoke to one resident on what it's like to live near a grower.
The effect that I've experienced is innocuous odor, lights glowing from the basement window, 4 air conditioners running, even in the middle of dead winter. My power every 5 minutes was kind of like a brownout. That has been corrected because DTE did take him off of my line. The odor, though, in my yard. And I'm situated in such a way that the odor gets blocked into my garage. So I smell it even when he's not venting.
So what's your reaction to today's announcement?
Well, to be honest with you, I've been working on this since I got home from Florida in April. And Sterling Heights is a premier community, and I am totally pleased with the way the administration is handling it. I've had direct contact with the whole city hall. I mean, the mayor, I've talked to Vanderpool, the city manager, Chief Berg. They have been really responsive, and I think this press conference was the best thing to let the word out to the residents, because I think there's probably more problems in the area than you realize.
Whereas it is a resident's legal right to grow marijuana for medical purposes, there are both state guidelines and city regulations that must be followed.
While the Medical Marijuana Act has effectively eliminated local government's ability to ban the cultivation of medical marijuana under certain circumstances, cities are entitled, however, to curb the negative secondary effects of the nuisance conditions that such activity has and does cause to the surrounding homes in the community. As Chief Berg mentioned, earlier this year the City Council authorized a fast-track process through a standing resolution whereby city administration is now able to seek immediate circuit court relief to abate nuisance conditions and bring properties that are not complying with the local ordinances or the state law into compliance. The goals of circuit court intervention will be to obtain appropriate court orders that will require a homeowner to abate these nuisance conditions, obtain proper medical and electrical permitting, ensure safety of adjoining residences, install air purifiers and other devices to deodorize the air and make sure that it doesn't travel across property lines, allow them to filter noxious fumes, combat the excessive noise that is attributed to multiple air conditioners, generators, and other mechanical devices that are outside the home that are supporting the grow operation.
When a grower registers with the city, they will have to go through city inspections to ensure the home is safe for future home buyers and others.
Why are we being so proactive about this, and why are we so concerned long-term that we've implemented this zero tolerance approach? Well, these kinds of operations cause extreme levels of mold and spores within the home. It can damage building materials, it can pose a threat to our first responders who breathe this inside the home without respirators, and it may put a future buyer at risk of adverse health conditions within the home. The electrical wiring may be done improperly and pose a risk of fire and electrocution. They may have rerouted water lines within the house, and there could be leaks from the hydroponic lines which damage the floors and the subfloors and the joists. Interior walls may have been removed to make larger growing spaces, causing structural issues. Holes may be cut in the ceilings to accommodate ventilation for the plants. And the price to fix all this could be astronomical, which could leave a vacant home in the city that ends up that we end up having to purchase at a tax sale and foot the bill for the cleanup and/or demolition.
A fee structure is in place for those in violation with a first offense fine at $150, with multiple offenses costing over $1,000.
You know, it's the state law that was passed by a vote of the people. And we have empathy for people that are sick, that use medical marijuana as a way to deal with their ailments. What really bothers me is people that use our homes as warehouses and who really go into these homes and set up these grows and really don't care about what effects it has on the community. That's what I'm most concerned about. We're going to go in and make sure that we can limit, if not completely eradicate this process.